Good afternoon, my dearest friends. Today I am going to explain the story The Portrait of a Lady. Okay, this is the revision I am doing here. Okay, we are doing here. So it is not the teaching. I am just reminding you and showing you some of the points that you will have to take notice of. Okay, take care of, and you will have to learn them. Okay, for the proper understanding of the chapter. The chapter name is The Portrait of a Lady. The portrait you are familiar with. Portrait means the image, photographs, sketching, or the is the definite one that in article we have done that. The is definite article. In determiners we have read this. So after that, portrait means image, and lady is, who is that lady? Lady is a refined group of women, an educated, well versed, practical. Okay, so that is a refined, sophisticated group of women. Question number first. The question number first, second, third is giving the summary and brief explanation of a story. Before this, I am going to tell you this story. The Portrait of a Lady is explanation about the relationship between a grandmother and her grandson. So this is the generation gap, big generation gap of one, and the grandmother, how she was addressed as lady, and why she is lady. Although she was not well educated, she was literate and she could read the scriptures. One more title I am just telling you: Two Gentlemen of Verona. One story was there in CBSE. I don't think you have read, but two gentlemen here. Gentlemen refers to the refinement, sophisticated nature of the people. Okay, but the children were very small. Okay, 11 or 13 years of age, and they were a label adjective, that is gentlemen. And because of their hard work, because of their devotion, because of their determination, and because of their selfless action and activity and work, in order to cure, in order to bring back the health of their ailing sister, ill sister who was getting treatment in a hospital. So in this story, a grandson is narrating his relationship to his grandmother. It was the narrator, that is Khushwant Singh, and Khushwant Singh is a well-known editor in Times of India. He breathed his last in 2005, and his well-known work is A Train to Pakistan, and very well-known novel. Okay, that is depicting the impact of separation uh, from India to Pakistan, and the the life lost in that separation, and everything she has explained in the same novel. One movie is also there. Okay, Gadar movie, uh, acted by Sunny Deol and Amisha Patel. Amrish Puri, the main actors, were there, and this movie was a blockbuster, very hit movie, super hit movie on that time, and highest gross movie, highest income movie even till today. So these are the story. Okay, these are the references that shows that the narrator is depicting very emotional kind of a story, very touching story. So in this story, he has highlighted that how he was associated with his grandmother, what were the help his grandmother was doing, how she was helpful when he was child, how she was helpful when he was in school, and how she was no longer helpful, okay, or no longer able to help him when he went to his college. And what were the ways she used to pass her time in the school, in the village, in the town, and when the narrator went abroad to receive education. So question according to will give you explanation. The three phases of the author's relationship with his grandmother before Lai left. Okay, before he left, not Lai left, else country to study abroad. The three phases of the author's relationship with his grandmother before he left the country to study abroad are: first one is childhood, boyhood, and early youth. Childhood, when he went to the village school, okay, and the grandmother helped him to get ready and went to school with him. So this was the childhood when we you can add some more point that the grandmother used to wake the narrator, bath him, okay, give him breakfast and accompany him to the school. Like this way you can also explain. And in this way even she could help him reciting the prayers, okay, helping him to just write the alphabets. Like this he could help. Boyhood, when he went to the city school in a bus, he shared a same room the grandmother. She could no longer help him in his studies. When the grandmother and grandson shifted from village to town, and they shared the same room, but the grandmother was not able to help him in his because everything were written in English, okay, and she was not able to read and write English. Early youth, when he went to the university and was given a room of his own, the common link of friendship was snapped. So this was the third phase when the narrator was a young man, okay, at the age of 20 or 22, he was given a separate room and there he was just studying, okay, alone, and the common link means the friendship, okay, was snapped, means broken, separated. Question number two, you please see. Three reasons why the author's grandmother was disturbed when started going to the city school. When narrator, the three reasons why the author's grandmother was disturbed when he started going to the city school are, means actually she was not able to understand the science. She was very much unhappy to know that there was no teaching of God and scriptures, and also she was very much disturbed with this idea that his grandson was given the music and dance. So these things were very much disturbing. You can narrate this like she hated Western science and learning, means she could not see any objective, any outcome, any use of that Western science. Like the narrator has explained there that I could say that I have read today the law of Archimedes, okay, principle like this. So she was not able to understand what is Archimedes principle and what is the value and what is the importance of this. And when she came to know that there is no scriptures book, no religious book, no teaching of God and goddesses, she was very much also happy. And even she was very much allergic to music, okay, she thought it was not meant for decent people and gentle folk. It was the monopoly of prostitutes and beggars. She thinks that music and dance is only for beggars and prostitutes in order to attract the customers, okay, and for begging it was not for the good people. So this was the belief, okay. Three ways in which the author's grandmother spent her days after he grew up. So what were the three ways? She lived alone in her room, okay, as she had accepted her needs quietly. Means when the common link was snapped, she was living alone there. She sat her spinning wheel, okay, reciting prayers. Means she was having one charkha, just like the Gandhiji charkha, that is spinning wheel, and she could recite, okay, Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram, and then spinning the wheels and reciting the prayers. In the afternoon, she would feed the sparrows for half an hour, and even she was very much natural and kind also. And in the village life also, when she was accompanying her grandson to school, she used to carry a steel chapati in order to feed the school street dogs. And when she shifted in the town city, there she used to feed the sparrows. So this shows that she was very much kind. These are the questions, okay, Hornbill class 11th English question. The odd ways in which the author's grandmother behaved just before she died. These are the NCERT questions that I have written here. So you will see that, okay, you will read that. I am sending you the PDF file. In next class I will just explain the NCERT questions. Thank you very much.